Keir Starmer is under fire from multiple directions, facing criticism from all sides, and it's not just coming from his political opponents. The British public has also been voicing their dissatisfaction, especially as reports have emerged showing just how many perks he's been benefiting from since taking office. His decision not to disclose these freebies hasn't helped his case. Scandals seem to be following Starmer at every turn, popping up during his relatively short time as Prime Minister. Adding to his woes, it's now come to light that Elon Musk, one of the most influential figures in the tech world, wasn't invited to a major investment summit in the UK. Of course, Musk didn't stay silent on the matter. In typical fashion, he fired back at Starmer in a very public way. Musk, known for being outspoken on a variety of issues, particularly when it comes to free speech, didn't mince words. Before we get into the details of this escalating mention, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, where we cover the news the mainstream media often ignores. Now let's dive into the situation. Musk took to his platform X, formerly known as Twitter, to criticize the UK government's handling of a range of issues, particularly their leniency when it comes to convicted criminals. According to Musk, while the UK government is welcoming him in terms of investment, they seem to be dropping the ball in other key areas, especially when it comes to free speech and law enforcement. Starmer, however, seems eager to play down the incident. When asked about the snub, he insisted that he would welcome Musk's investment into the UK, saying that he's all about bringing in good investment and fostering economic growth. He emphasized that on his trips abroad, he goes out of his way to host investment breakfasts, and he sees a fresh opportunity for the UK economy to grow. Still, the BBC has reported that the decision to leave Musk out of the summit could be linked to some of his more controversial statements, particularly ones he made during the summer when riots were sweeping through parts of the UK. At the time, Musk went online to accuse the British government of setting up camps in the Falkland Islands to detain rears. He even went as far as predicting that the UK was on the verge of a civil war. These comments clearly didn't sit well with some British officials, and it seems to have affected his standing in the eyes of the government. Despite Starmer's conciliatory tone, Musk was having none of it. In response to a post that suggested the UK had snubbed him due to his criticism of their free speech policies, Musk shot back, saying, "Why would anyone go to the UK when they let convicted pedophiles out, but arrest people for social media posts?" It was a sting rebuke, and it didn't go unnoticed. Former Chancellor Jeremy Hunt weighed in, telling the BBC that leaving Musk out of the investment summit was a significant misstep. According to Hunt, Musk had previously expressed interest in building a new car factory in Europe, with the UK being one of the potential sites for this investment. Hunt added that this opportunity could now be in jeopardy due to the government's decision to exclude Musk from the event. Political analysts are also chiming in on the controversy. Kelvin McKinsey, former editor of The Sun, referred to Musk as the most creative tech entrepreneur of our time, noting that the UK would benefit far more from Musk's involvement than Musk would from engaging with the UK. The entire situation highlights a larger ongoing debate surrounding free speech, technology, and investment, all of which are critical issues in today's political landscape. What's particularly interesting is how this situation could have broader economic consequences. The UK, especially in the post-Brexit era, has been actively working to attract major tech investors. These efforts have focused on areas like artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, and space exploration, all of which are industries where Musk's companies Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink are leading the charge. Having Musk invest in the UK could be a massive boost, not just financially, but also in terms of job creation. We're talking about thousands of high-tech, high-paying jobs that would be created by Musk's presence. However, by snubbing Musk, the UK might be sending the wrong message to other major Tech investors, it raises questions about whether the country is truly open to controversial or outspoken figures, even if they bring significant economic benefits. On the other hand, some analysts argue that Musk's outspoken criticism of the UK's policies, particularly its strict hate speech laws, creates a tricky situation. Musk's vocal opposition to these restrictions on online expression puts him at odds with the UK's efforts to control hate speech and misinformation. This clash between free speech and maintaining social order is a debate that's not just happening in the UK, it's a global issue. Many countries are grappling with how to balance the right to free expression with the need to curb harmful content online. Musk's stance on these issues is well known, and he's never shied away from expressing his views, even when they provoke controversy. Keir Starmer's response to the situation has been telling. Despite Musk's harsh criticism, Starmer is trying to walk a fine line, signaling that the UK remains open for business even when dealing with controversial figures like Musk. Some might see this as a savvy move, showing that Starmer is willing to put differences aside in the name of economic growth. Others, however, may see it as inconsistent given the government's firm stance on online behavior and its ongoing efforts to enforce strict rules around hate speech. It's a delicate balancing act, and whether or not Starmer can successfully navigate it remains to be seen. No matter how you look at it, Musk's influence in this situation is undeniable. His comments, whether you agree with them or not, have reignited a global conversation about free speech, investment, and the role of government in regulating online behavior. As this story continues to unfold, both sides have a lot at stake. The UK government has to consider its broader strategy when it comes to courting international investment while also maintaining its domestic policies. Meanwhile, Musk has once again demonstrated that he is not afraid to publicly challenge government decisions, even if it means stirring up controversy along the way. The big question now is what happens next. Will the UK stand by its decision to leave Musk out of the summit, or will there be an effort to mend fences with one of the world's most powerful tech entrepreneurs? The stakes are high on both sides, and how this situation is resolved could have lasting implications for the UK's economic future and its reputation on the global stage. And other developments, former Prime Minister Boris Johnson has weighed in on a separate controversy: the ongoing fallout from the Partygate scandal. Johnson, who was fined during a police investigation into illegal gatherings at 10 Downing Street during the COVID-19 pandemic, has recently admitted that apologizing for his role in the scandal was a mistake. In his new book, Unleashed, Johnson writes that his weak apologies only made the situation worse. He described the investigation led by civil servant Sue Gray as an unfair witch hunt and suggested that he should have taken a tougher stance from the outset. Johnson's comments have reignited debate over how the scandal was handled. He criticized Gray, who has since gone on to become chief of staff to Keir Starmer, for her role in the investigation. Johnson even pointed out that Gray was earning £70,000 more than the Prime Minister during her tenure, raising questions about her impartiality despite his removal from office. Johnson's supporters argue that the Conservative Party would have been in a stronger position if he had remained in power. One insider noted that Nigel Farage wouldn't be pulling in such large crowds if Johnson were still around, while another former minister lamented that the party should have stuck with Boris as if the political scene wasn't already heated enough. Royal commentators are now turning their attention to King Charles, who is reportedly battling cancer. According to royal experts, Prince William and Princess Kate have been making extra efforts to spend time with the king, particularly during a recent trip to Balmoral in Scotland. Royal expert Jenny Bond noted that the visit reflects the close bond between Kate and Charles, especially as they both face significant health challenges. The ongoing royal Family developments are sure to capture public interest, particularly as king. Charles continues his treatment all in. All the UK is in the midst of a series of political, economic, and royal challenges, each of which could have major ramifications in the months and years to come, whether it's the fallout from Elon Musk's snub, Boris Johnson's reflections on his political downfall, or the health of the king. These are all stories that will continue to shape the country's future. What are your thoughts on these issues? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. Thank you for watching.